Right, in this tutorial I'm going to go through the exercises on the continued slide on the lesson 2 PowerPoint. Oops, okay, here we go. So firstly it says write a program that will ask the user the height and then the width of a rectangle, and which will then show the area of the rectangle. Okay, so this is the one I'm working on at the moment. Right, all right, let me load up Python. And then let's go ahead and prompt the user to enter the height and width of a rectangle. Okay, so let's go ahead and open a new file. And let me just increase the size of this so you can see it a bit better. Here we go. Okay, so first of all, let's prompt them to enter the height. So I'm just going to do this like this, just because it's easy to understand. Although I know some of you can see that I can do this directly using the variable assigned through an input method, input function. So let's go ahead. Please enter the height of your rectangle, let's say as a whole number, okay, because we want to accept an integer as a whole number. I mean, you can adjust it if you want to, but just make sure you're adjusting it and it works fine. So let's just call the variable height. So height equals the integer input, oops, not input, sorry, input, oh for heaven's sakes, come on, input, and they're just going to go ahead and enter something there, okay? And then we go ahead, I'm just going to copy this and paste it. Please enter the width of your rectangle as a whole number, and we change the variable name here to width, lovely. And then we're going to go ahead and compute the actual area. So it says which will then show the area of the rectangle. So before you show it, you have to compute it, right? You have to calculate it. So let's say area equals height times width. Okay, so now that we've calculated it, we simply now go ahead and print it. So print the area of your rectangle is colon, space, speech marks, that's the end of the string, and then we do comma, and then we want to do area. We want to do area, but please remember, but because you've done an integer input here, it's going to treat height like a number, it's going to treat width like a number, and therefore it allowed you to do this multiplication. So area is also a number at the moment. So we're doing a string and a number here at the moment. So let me show you what happens when we run this. Let's run the module, call this whatever you need to call it. So let's just call it area of a rectangle. I'm just going to put this on my desktop for now, but you put it somewhere where you can access it easily later. Please enter the height of your rectangle as a whole number. Let's do 4. Please enter the width of your rectangle as a whole number. Let's do something easy that you can calculate in your head. So you should be calculating this in your head. You know what area should equal. Let me press enter. The area of your rectangle is 20. Okay, lovely. It worked. Fine, lovely. If I change this here to a plus sign, let's see what happens when I run this now. Enter the height. Let's do just the same numbers. Width, that, okay. It's saying you're trying to do a string plus an integer value. So plus only works when you're doing string plus string plus string plus string, or integer plus integer. So it's got to have the same data type, sorry. So by us doing comma, however, it just means followed by. So this works fine. Okay, so just in case you've done one or the other and you're thinking, why is it not working? Then you've probably done something like that. Okay, anyway, so that's the end of the first problem. Okay, so now we move on to the second one in the next video.